Ồ, hay ạ. Hả? Ê. Hả? Hả? Oh yeah. I do it. Oh, yellow. Ciao. Oh, phew. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Ah. Oh, ay, wow.
Even when Nintendo isn't directly developing their new games, they still find a way to attach themselves to their old ideas, with the Big Boo boss fight obviously trying to rip off the Boo Losses idea from the original game. Unlike Nintendo though, Next Level actually did something new with the idea and put a little spin on it. The mission with the Big Boo boss fight isn't like the others, since it just has the boss fight with no in-betweens after Luigi figured out that the Boos were hanging out in this train miniature in one of the Mansion Museum's exhibits because logic is apparently a thing. The Big Boo flipped the script on Luigi though, who ended up getting the upper hand in this ambush thing that they tried to do. The problem with their idea is that it required Luigi to start the drill train, which ended up being their ultimate demise. Like the Spider Queen from earlier in the game, the Big Boo fight is too gimmicky for its own good, and requires a lot of specific timing and things to go right in order to secure a win. The trick is that the drill on the front of the train is able to break apart the Big Boo, so Luigi can start launching individual Boos into the train, and this would have been fine by itself. But it gets worse since the Boos have to be launched into specific containers on the train to secure capture. And it doesn't help that it can confuse the player on whether or not the Big Boo is actually taking damage just by being shot into the train, and they might miss the whole second half bit of the strategy. What helps this whole rigmarole is that it's actually more reliable of a tactic to just dodge the Big Boo's attacks and let it stun itself, instead of hoping that it hits the train on accident. If you hammer the sprint button, it's actually easy to deal with the Big Boo's attacks. Thankfully, the Boos do give Luigi a huge amount of time to get some Boos into the train, so the margins for errors are actually pretty wide. Yet the backhanded compliment to that wonder is that the Big Boo and the other Boos can hit for 10 or 20 damage, and that can end a run pretty damn quick. But since the boss fight is the only thing in the mission, there's almost no challenge to this whole thing, except there is, and quite a bit for a simple ambush mission gone completely backwards on EGAD's part. And you'll at least get to enjoy Luigi's locomotive dance during the post-fight cutscene, just to show off how infinitely better of a character he is than Mr. Mario.